We have just said goodbye to the last New Year's PSVR2 sale for the games on the PS Store, and now we've got the Critics' Choice sale. Now I'm basing all of these on the EU store, but I'm also cross-checking with the US store, so if there's an EU price and a US price, they'll both be displayed. But there are 17 games on sale, and we're going to go through my picks for the ones you should be focusing on in this sale period. If you're in the US though, you might have to search for these games manually. For some reason, when I filtered by PSVR2 in the sale, it only came up with one game aside from the other 16. So if you don't see it, don't panic, just go and search. Before we get into it, only 25% you are subscribed, and if you feel like subbing to the channel, please feel free to do so. And thank you to our patrons and YouTube members for keeping this content going day after day and week after week. Now, let's take a look. First up, the ghost hunting co-op game that I recommend every time it gets brought up is Phasmophobia. That is £11.61 at 25% off. I'm really happy that it's back on sale because it deserves as many eyes as possible on it. It's a little janky, it runs reprojected, and it doesn't look absolutely incredible, and that feels like I've just slagged off the entire game, but trust me, the gameplay here is so much fun, especially in co-op, and you can play with your flat screen friends as well when you hunt ghosts while you play in VR. It's a great hybrid game. If you ever get tired of playing in VR, you can hop back to flat screen as well. Genuinely fantastic game with a really high skill ceiling, a load to learn, and a load of fun to be had. Great proximity chat, radio system, and scares that'll keep you on your toes. If you got PS Stars as well, I think it is the equivalent of a tenner on PS Stars, so if you want to go and redeem those points, you can directly redeem Phasmophobia from that storefront instead of spending it on the tenner to redeem from there, if that makes sense. No Man's Sky is also 60% off. This is a really good deal for one of the best games on PSVR2. It's £15.99, and once again, it's a hybrid game, so if you want to explore an endless universe either on your own or with friends, No Man's Sky will offer you so much content with constant updates, and everything is free here once you make that initial purchase. There's no DLC that's going to charge you loads of microtransactions. It's all there, and it's amazing. Resident Evil Village is £13.99 at 60% off. This will give you the PS4 and PS5 version, but it's the PS5 version that you'll be wanting to play through it in VR. This is a really big sale, and if you haven't picked up Village, now is the time to do so. Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition is also on sale at 40% off. This is down from £44.99 to £26.99. This is the usual price it falls under for the normal edition when it goes on sale, so if you're a fan of any of the Gold Edition perks, which gives you the extra DLC pack and Separate Ways, then you should consider picking it up. Please do keep in mind though that the Separate Ways DLC is not PSVR2 compatible, only the main campaign is. VRROCK has gone all out with their games on this sale. We've got a couple on sale here. Metro Awakening on its own will set you back 25% less at £24.74. I really enjoyed Metro Awakening. It's not the most fast-paced PSVR2 game on the store, which some people criticised it for, but Metro games are kind of just like that. It nails the atmosphere, it nails the gunplay, and just feels like you're in those flat-screen games, and I really, really love that. Before we move on to the next game, I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is VRROCK. These guys make VR prescription lenses that I use on my PSVR2, which have blue light blocking and anti-glare filter options, magnetic and non-magnetic options for if you want to swap out the lenses quickly with another user, and they're tuned precisely to your prescription. I use mine pretty much every day, even though I don't need a prescription, because I chose the non-prescription option, which just gives me a little bit extra protection on my VR lenses. I honestly could not live without these, and I don't have any fear of scratching my lenses at all, now I've got them. If you want to check them out, the link is in the description below at the VRROCK store, and thank you to them for being the paid partner of today's video. And Arizona Sunshine 2 will set you back in £19.79, 40% off. You can also pick up both of these games 25% off together at £37.49. Arizona Sunshine 2 pretty much builds on everything the first game did well, and is also playable in co-op. If you want to play the first Arizona Sunshine though, the remake is also at 24% off at £18.99. That's also playable fully in co-op, and I did so a couple months back when it came out, and really enjoyed it. Arizona 1 and 2 can kind of be experienced as a big package now instead of feeling disconnected like they used to. They now feel up to par in terms of quality with each other, and if you're a fan of zombie games, I'd say give it a go. Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition is £23.99. I haven't actually played Creed, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Very good fitness game, and from the gameplay it looks like a load of fun putting you in that boxing ring. One that I've also not played but heard a load of praise about is The Seventh Guest VR. This is kind of like a spooky puzzler. I think it's an adaptation of a flat screen game, and it's £14.99 on the store. Not usually my sort of game, but I have heard raving reviews about this one from pretty much every creator that I know, so I'd guess you can't really go wrong with that. If you want a more Left 4 Dead style experience, After the Full Complete Edition is £9.99, that's 60% off. This is a really big deal, similar to the last time it was on sale. This is the complete edition as well, so you get everything here. And if you've got friends to play it with, again, it's another Vertigo game where it's great in co-op. Hellsweeper VR also just got, a couple months back, its Alliance update with 3-player co-op, and if you've been eyeing that up, it's £14.99, and you save 10% more if you have PS Plus. Hellsweeper VR is also a great game in solo, allowing you to rip and tear your way through demons and all sorts of abominations with a variety of weapons. Another game that's also fun in co-op and has a full solo campaign is the Wizards Dark Times Brotherhood. There are co-op missions to be had here where you all take on different elements as different wizards, or you can head into the main campaign, which takes you through a more narrative journey. This game really makes you feel like Doctor Strange with casting spells with different hand movements, which I found worked pretty well, and I really enjoyed it. A Fisherman's Tale 2 is £9.59, and this is a great and kind of heartwarming, with a great story, PSVR2 game that is focusing on puzzles. However, I would just say, if you're looking at another Fisherman's Tale, go and buy the first one as well, and the bundle is on sale for just a couple pound more at £12.49. That's 50% off right there. Anyway, that'll do us for this sale. Honestly, it's a pretty great one. Not a massive abundance of games on there, but some really good heavy-hitting ones that maybe even waiting to go on sale, like a Metro or the Arizona Sunshine remake, and I hope you find something in there that's worth picking up. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video as well, VRROCK, again, and I hope to see you all in the next one.